Hey guys, in this video about OriginTrail, we're going to take a look at the technology behind the project. We're then going to compare it to some of its competitors like Ambrosus or VeChain. We're going to talk about some of the partnerships that they've got going on before jumping over to Reddit to see what the community's got to say. But before that, I just wanted to say a massive shout out to everybody that takes the time to watch these videos, that likes, that takes the time to comment. You guys are absolutely awesome and I really do appreciate it. Thanks very much. Okay, so OriginTrail, I hadn't heard of this until I started researching it, and I have to say I did actually find it quite interesting, sort of digging in, finding out exactly what the project was all about. So, what is OriginTrail? Well, it's a supply chain protocol. It's not its own blockchain. It actually exists on top of existing blockchains and consists of two layers, a data layer and a network layer. The network layer is used to store the information regarding the supply chain. The blockchain itself is actually used to store very small snippets of information that are used to verify the authenticity of the information on the network. This is very much like a fingerprint. It has several competitors. Now, I want to point out that Ambrosus, Waltonchain, VeChain are blockchains. They exist as their own networks and have their own distributed ledger. Mobus is a decentralized app. It's not protocol. So there are three different options here. OriginTrail actually tries to complement the supply chain blockchains and implement things on top. It is designed not to compete but to complement these kinds of networks and offer things that they don't currently offer. It has a lot of partnerships at the moment, all of which are with technology companies, agriculture, logistics and existing supply chain businesses. So Yimish EG have an app that you can actually download from the App Store, which enables you to track products from beginning to end using their app. Obviously this isn't on like all products, this is only on a very select amount of product. I think they actually have QR codes that you can download so you can test it out, and you can also track the information on Etherscan as well, so that's quite cool. There's a lot of buzz about the Everything partnership which came out recently. The main reason for this is that Everything actually works with some really large corporations, most notably is Coca-Cola. So there's a lot of potential within that partnership to raise the awareness of OriginTrail and really get them out there. Okay, so this is not the next Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is a real world business making use of the technology. This coin probably isn't going to moon, it's not going to buy you a Lambo, it's a long-term hold. It's a serious investment for long-term returns. Okay, so we're going to fly through a real world use case, and in this example I'm going to use a farmer. This farmer has lots of livestock and he grows wheat and he produces fresh fruit and vegetables as well. Now he sends off a load of chickens to a production plant to be slaughtered and prepared for human consumption. The production plant then uses a logistics team to ship them around the country to numerous warehouses who then ship them out to supermarkets across the country. Now the same process is repeated for the rest of the livestock. It's also repeated for any whole grains that he has, and then it's also repeated to smaller businesses that he supplies with organic fruit and vegetables. So all of these supply chains need to be recorded, and recorded accurately and efficiently. Using independent IT networks for each company just doesn't connect well, whereas using OriginTrail as the platform, everybody can host nodes on the network and everybody's capable of sharing information, and it also keeps the information to a very minimal, as I said, only using a digital fingerprint. And this fingerprint would be, for example, the farmer saying, okay, I sent the goods at this time on this date, they were sent in this condition and were kept under these conditions as well. Now that same process applies to the production plant. They would say, okay, we've received them at this time, we've received them at, in this condition, but that then scatters across that entire supply chain. But it would also link to all of the other supply chains, and they may interconnect as well. So obviously that would be a huge amount of information to keep on the blockchain, which is why they've used this idea of digital fingerprint, if you will. Okay, so that kind of sums it up. I hope that makes sense, but we're going to move on now and we're going to jump over to Reddit, where I found some comments that I'm going to talk about. Okay, so this basically discusses the fact that, you know, it's not in competition with logistics blockchains, it's actually designed to work with them. Yes, so OriginTrail have really focused on interoperability, not sort of locked themselves down to one blockchain, and it will work across platforms. So that's a really good way of ensuring you're not limited as a business, which I think is great. Also worth pointing out is the last comment in this conversation from the Lazy Guru, where he talks about private blockchains. He uses IBM as an example. If an organization chooses an alternative blockchain, they are damaged by that. I mean, they may get other partners, but you know, they are losing out on business. Whereas because of the interoperability of OriginTrail, it doesn't matter what blockchain, whether it's a private or a public blockchain a company chooses, they are still an option to that client. Okay, so this conversation talks about the Everything Partnership, and it lists just some of the partners that they're attached to. For example, General Electric, Coca-Cola, Unilever. With Distoxin points out that they combine for a market value of 283 billion, which is, you know, a huge figure. Point underneath actually also goes on to comment about the fact that you can put an expiry date on the information itself within the smart contract, because obviously you may not want to keep information about where a yogurt came from and ended up from 50 years ago. So it might not be necessary to keep that information for that long. There may be some supply chains where this information is relevant for, you know, over a really long period of time, but the majority of supply chains won't need to store information for a lifetime. So they can actually put an expiry date on the smart contract, which means after, you know, 6 months, a year, 2 years, the information is then null and void and in a way deletes itself. Okay, so it's a nice little comment to finish us off from Crypto Protocol. He talks about, you know, OriginTrail's use case and technology and going out and doing your own research. And I agree. You know, I quite like this. I've enjoyed researching this, and I'm going to have a deeper look into it as more of a long-term investment, something that I might build a large bag of over a long period of time. So I don't want to be accused of shilling it. So do go and have a look at this, but also make sure that you have a look at all the options out there. Go have a look at VeChain, go have a look at Waltonchain, go have a look at Ambrosus, and compare them. See which one that you think is going to succeed. Like I said, not a Lambo coin, long-term hold in my eyes anyway, and that's it. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It would be great if you could leave us a comment below. Make sure you smash the like button, and if you want to see more videos, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon as well to receive notifications of all of our latest videos when they're uploaded. I've been Fez for Bitcoin for Beginners. Take care.